with Marc Canter on this very sunny day in San Francisco, and it's a sunny day for Marc because of all this OpenSocial stuff. Marc, tell me, what do you think about the Google announcement?
It's incredible, especially apparently MySpace and Bebo are coming along for the ride.
Oh yes, my friend.
What can I say? So
it's the gang. It's the gang that's going to shoot Facebook.
They redefined a little layer there, an API layer, so that you can't lock on and own an API. If others support the API, then we all own it together.
Right.
So it's kind of contributed to the community. Meanwhile, of course, by having Open, Orchid, and iGoogle, that they benefit from having an open environment.
Yeah, surprising. Google benefits. I wonder why they're doing it.
Yeah. But also MySpace and Bebo and everyone else.
Why do you think this is important? You've been advocating for years this whole sort of OpenSocial networking, not just the name that Google uses, but the social software kind of thing. Can you give me a definition really briefly?
Well, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. We could be sharing our blog rolls and linking to each other.
Right.
We could get access to the list of our friends, what's called the social graph. We could import and insert ads and make money from things. We can interconnect different constituencies. And so instead of these giant centralized databases, imagine tens of thousands of small niche little markets.
And why hasn't that happened? Why
it is happening.
Yeah, but why didn't it? Why was it like Facebook and MySpace are essentially walled garden? I call them like old versions, new versions of AOL.
The most common complaint people would say is, why would a vendor open up and give away their jewels, which is what MySpace and Facebook come from, right? But Google has nothing to lose. Google's got all this money over here. So what do they care if they're going to go disrupt Facebook's cart? Right? So they're saying, okay, we will empower and enable you to share social graphs. Now you're seeing a domino effect where all the medium-sized players ganged up with Google and they got critical mass, and apparently just today MySpace is, okay, we better join the party.
Well, they haven't. MySpace has, of course, but not Facebook. Would you expect Facebook to join? And Microsoft, for example?
I think this is a real key point for Mark Zuckerberg, like through his maturity of his life. It's like he's made a lot of smart decisions. Now he needs to eat just a little bit of humble pie. So they've gone 98% of the way. They've incredibly defined a new way to have a platform, to share social graphs. It's just that 2% that they didn't do. And that was their Achilles heel, that Google just came in and just ripped to shreds. So now,
so what does he do now? What do they do now?
Well, they could either totally support it and show that
what do you say? Take the what? Take the
eat the red pill. Totally, and go for it and say, okay, we're going to join up with everyone for the benefit of the end users. Up until now, Facebook has used privacy. It's kind of a shroud to hide behind. Originally, there was privacy for just college students. Then they opened it up to all people, but they've kept saying that, oh, we can't share the data because of privacy. Well, if everyone else is sharing the data, what does that make them look like? So
well,
they have to join the party.
What does it make them look like?
Well, right now, it looks like they're visionary people, and they're on the crux of having to make a key decision. They either come with us, eat the red pill, or the blue pill puts them in a scenario where now they're fighting against us because vendors are going to have to make a choice between their proprietary APIs and open APIs.
Well, they've got a certain growth curve. They're not the biggest, but they got a growth curve and all that money.
If they can make money. The ads I see on that thing are for smileys. That's not big money. What you have to do is...
They're pleasant. Smileys are pleasant. Mark, don't you have smileys on your computer?
It's about CPMs. It's about the value you can get. If you can find networks that are for CIOs that make purchasing decisions, you can make a lot more money on ads and also freemiums and other kinds of services that would be layered on top.
So in terms of where we are in this OpenSocial network and networking and the whole idea of software as social, where are we right now in your...
Okay, so... Up until now, we've been trying to use this social networking paradigm, which is basically a dating paradigm for everything. So I think we're about to see a key shift here. We're bringing social features into existing software will be the next trend. So we're doing a deal with Bell Canada where we can add comments and reviews and ratings.
This is a people aggregator, right?
Our platform, the People Aggregator, is going to bring social features into a Bell Canada video store. Where before it was just a generic buy a movie, now you can leave comments and ratings and I'm a friend of this movie, and you get all these social features. Now their platform is ASP.NET, and we're PHP. So we're bringing these features from a completely separate server and inserting them in their pages.
So is everything going to be social? What if you're like a hermit like myself?
Well, what software isn't about people? So even you yourself have multiple personas. So you've got family members.
Yes, my name is Sybil when I'm not
You have a small little world of people, 3-5 people. Remember, Live Journal in the early days was just for the other goth girls who pierce their lips. So you've got this small little settlement by hundreds of thousands, millions of little networks that need to interconnect together through open standards. RSS was the first kind of open standard that changed the landscape. These open social APIs could be the next level.
And so the same thing with the applications and everything. everything else.
Right. So we have OAuth and OpenID for the bottom layer, right? We'll be able to interchange our data with the attribute exchange and move this stuff around. And OpenSocial.
Do you feel that these websites are going to let you share and move your data and pictures and everything around? Is that the next step?
Right. Because ultimately, it's only as good as the host supports the APIs.
Right.
So the fact that they're saying they're going to support the APIs, now we actually have to see if they'll let us move this data around. Right. So that's the next thing, right?
Right.
Okay.
So Mark, let me just say, are you like John the Baptist? You've been pushing this for a long time.
Well, it just made sense to me.
But you know what happened to him, of course, John the Baptist.
From the user's point of view, this is what the users ask. I go around the world, they ask me for these features. That says to me we want it.
Free. Everyone wants free and open.
The vendors have to figure out which ones are going to support it.
Right. Great. Mark, thanks so much.